I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down every single goal in the Premier League every single week, and some Champions League as well, using my over 20 plus years of coaching experience to give you a better insight into how goals are scored. Maybe you want to become a better coach or a better player, or maybe you just want to talk to your friends about down the pub about something a little bit different with a different insight. So right now we're doing West Ham against Sheffield United, and this is quite an interesting goal, the way they score this, because I used a lot of West Ham coaching stuff from back in the day. Tony Carr, I did a good couple of coaching books, but there's a couple of drills specifically that they do, and this is an interesting one right here. And they don't do this, by the way, exclusively. Lots of people do. Arsene Wenger used to make a point about passing patterns. You coach a passing pattern, and you can see that this is a passing pattern. Boomf, boomf, boomf. This is a classic, what's called a third man running drill, right? So what's the third man running drill? The first man passes the ball and he sets himself in motion. Okay, so number 5, he's passed the ball and he starts running. As soon as he passes the ball here, now he needs to overlap. Boom, he starts running an overlap. As soon as he's passed the ball, he's running an overlap. So let's do that again one more time so you can understand the drill. Ball starts here, he starts running. Okay, as soon as he's passed, he starts running. As soon as he passes, he starts running. As soon as he passes, he starts running. Okay, watch. Bosh tap, bosh tap, bosh tap. They're all in motion. Now, when you're running these drills, you normally do an overlap. So you're passing and doing a third man overlapping drill. But one of the most important things, it's actually in one of my coaching books, saying is, well, you're not really overlapping, you're really running into space. That's what you're really doing. The overlapping is kind of great, yeah, because of the bit of movement, and it's, hipster buzzword that people talk about. But that's not what you're really trying to do. You're trying to get the ball moving and all the players moving at the same time. And they do that brilliantly. And off they go, running down here. Now, look, he's screaming for it. Everyone's in motion, because as soon as they pass the ball, they move. Pass, move. It's simple, but you'd be so shocked how many teams don't do it. All of a sudden, puts the cross in, gets a little deflection, finishes it in the bottom corner with a nice finish. But it was all that build-up play at the beginning. It was all that passing and moving right at the very start. As soon as they pass the ball, they're in motion, which they all did a fantastic job of doing. Let's get on to the next goal. In true normal Cash fashion, I thought it took a deflection. It didn't. I've got to get it right. And as you see here, Bosch, it doesn't take a deflection. It goes straight past him. It's a quality pass. Got to give credit where credit's due. Well done, wee man. Let's get on to the next goal. I don't normally like adding these VAR decisions in, but I'm going to put them in anyway because they're getting more and more ridiculous. This is a handball that's not called. We're just going to play it here. As you can see, bang, it hits his hand. His hand is completely in a normal position. To me, it's not a handball. The problem is they're going to call that a handball next week and no one's going to know where they stand again just because of inconsistency or corruption. You take your pick. Right, let's get on to this last goal. So I talk about this quite a lot, about hipster football and people trying to play the ball out the back like Sheffield United are doing. You're not competent footballers to do this, okay? So you don't do it. And the only reason you're passing the ball around the back is to create space up front, all right? So you can play a ball in behind. Because if you don't have depth, you cannot have width. And right here, these are not wide, okay? It's just terrible. The sad thing is they don't really know what they're doing. They're trying to pass the ball out the back. This defender wants to be here, as wide and as deep as possible, to make it almost impossible that these guys are there. The problem with that is he's going to leave them whole centre here exposed, and so is he. Because the first thing you're supposed to be doing when you're coaching at this style is the minute you lose the ball, can you recover it? Okay, are you in position to recover the ball? They're not. So this is just absolutely terrible, right? As we move it forward, this is the next problem. He can't use this guy here because he's facing this way. So that means this player is completely wrong. He needs to be going with his back here. Sorry, his shoulders are here, facing infield there, so he can receive the ball and pass it anywhere here. Right now, the only way he can do is give it to him and he gives it back to him. Complete and utter waste of time because he doesn't know how to change his body shape. Absolutely terrible. Let's move it forward. So now he goes to play it into the midfield. Okay, great. Problem is, where's the midfielder facing? He hasn't done a good job. He doesn't really know what he's doing. So his shoulders are here. His head's facing that way. The only person he can pass it to is that guy or that guy. There's nothing else he can really do. He's got to take a touch and then turn. Does he have time for that? Yeah, he does. He's got time to take a touch and turn. Good. No, he can't. Now he pings a ball first time to a guy. Right, look at his body shape again. Because this is where you make mistakes in football. If your shoulders are here and your head is here and the ball is getting passed behind that shoulder shape, that means it's a bad pass. You don't have accuracy on it, and you don't have enough pace on it. Okay? You play it what we call round the corner. So if you're playing that ball round the corner in the final third, or you're dinking it over a player, great. If you're doing it in your defensive third, it's a bad pass. And what ends up happening? Boom, someone nicks it. Because You can't see the person there because you're facing towards your own goal. This guy is there. Look, let's watch him. He's facing towards his own goal. He's facing down here. He can't see that player running in. So he's played this nothing stupid ball. And it's cost his team a goal. Bomp, in it comes. Bomp, knocks it forward, straight into the space. Advocated. You know, I was talking about the defenders here not being in position, even though they've got possession, to actually deal with anything in the middle of the field. Now look what happens. Bomp. They're completely gutted in the middle of the field because they weren't doing it correctly where they were set up at the very start when they lost, when they had possession. So when they did lose possession, they weren't set up for when the West Ham did and countered and just went straight through him like a hot knife through butter and just passes it into the goal. Everything there is from Sheffield United's own downfall of not knowing what they're doing and their coach setting them up in a system, trying to play the ball out the back when the players do not know what they are doing because there is no way that goal should have happened if they did. Other than that, guys, give us a like and subscribe. I'm going to probably go on another rant about VAR sometime next week. And I'll see you soon. Take care.